My name is Courtney Michalik. I'm a senior in IP and I am doing underwater photography and sculpture. Well, I start by collecting the materials, so I'm collecting plastic milk jugs. I had done some work with plastic bags, but mostly this whole most of my time has been spent using milk jugs. So I'm collecting milk jugs from across the street. It takes a while to process them, so I always feel like if I go twice a week, I feel like I have definitely enough material to work with for that week. Plastic is was really the most important part. So it came to milk jugs because I was just trying to figure out what material I liked working with. I wasn't like super excited about the plastic bags. And then when I got to milk jugs, I liked the way they cut. I liked that I could join them with different materials, you know, gluing and sewing, and I liked the way they floated and moved in the water. It was really exciting. Over here and stuff, and then I knew I wanted to do underwater photography. I came into IP and that was my goal, and I care a lot about the ocean, I care a lot about water as a resource, and so I knew I wanted to do something with underwater photography. I really have been excited about making images underwater, and so I was looking for some way to do that in Michigan where I don't have you know, warm weather all the time. I don't have coral reefs and pretty fish and all this stuff to photograph, and so I started doing more research on what are the issues that the oceans are facing right now. Scientists are estimating that there are 50,000 pieces of plastic per square mile on the surface of the ocean, and that was in the Pacific. You know, the pieces are small and they sink and they float and they're not always all together, and so I think that's also a really hard thing, because how do you illustrate that? It's kind of good for me as an artist because I can kind of imagine my own, I can kind of create my own vision of how I think it might look. It's a weird kind of concept to try and illustrate, but it's still a problem.
So are those all just hanging in a line?
It looks like ice.
Oh, that's weird.
I wasn't really expecting to show the sculptures initially. I wasn't, I was kind of, when I came into IP, I was thinking they're more like these props that I'm gonna photograph, but I think they've really become their own work. I think I could do just like a sculpture, as a sculptural piece on its own with them. So I think that's kind of interesting, that I have these two methods, and it would be great to show them together, but I could show them separately, I think just as easily, or focus on one or the other.